Okay, now we're going to do a pretty legendary fight. This fight was in Pride, okay, was the name of the organization. UFC now owns that organization. The organization's gone. They own all the rights to the footage, so you may be able to find this fight, I believe, on YouTube. But we didn't tell you so, okay? So, Sakuraba, okay, his nickname was the Gracie Killer, okay? If you guys know who the Gracies are, they're the ones who started the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They started the UFC tournament. Very, very, very legendary family, okay? Known for Jiu-Jitsu. Sakuraba is a Japanese fighter, used to do pro wrestling, okay? Was a very, very good, like real wrestler, like Olympic style wrestler, freestyle wrestler. Also had very, very, very good submissions, okay? So what happens in this fight is very revolutionary for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for MMA overall, okay? It means you gotta be well-rounded, all right? So, Renzo Gracie takes Sakuraba's back. One of the worst positions to be in MMA, okay? Sakuraba hits kind of a high-level, gutsy move. He comes to his wrist, he brings this hand underneath of his elbow and comes through this hole. He grabs his own wrist, okay? So this is the Kimura. You guys are going to learn this breaking down from another position. I can't remember what day of the home study course it is, but you guys are going to learn this again. You're here and here. He uses this to break Renzo's grip and spins him. When he spins him, he breaks Renzo Gracie's arm. Here, pop, breaks it, goes into side mount, and if you can see the video, his elbow and his arm look crazy. His shoulder's all out of place, his elbow's out of place. This is what it looks like. Looks nuts. So Sakuraba's sitting there, he's in side mount, looks at the ref looks at his elbow, Renzo looks at his elbow, and they stop the fight, okay? Look at his elbow, shoulder, it all looks messed up. It looks like he kind of dislocated everything. So he hit a standing Kimura from the back. Little history lesson, you'll learn about this again later when we go over some other stuff, but Kimura is a move, but it's also the last name of a famous judo competitor. His name was Kimura. He was a multiple-time Olympic champion, was a multiple-time Japanese world judo champion, a Japanese national judo champion, and he created this move. Now, the makers of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the Gracie's family, Helio Gracie, put out a challenge a long time ago and said, doesn't matter what weight you are, doesn't matter what style you are, I'll beat you with my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills, okay? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was taught to Helio from a Japanese person, and they changed it into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? It's evolved into its own sport. It's all about the ground, okay? Japanese Jiu-Jitsu has a lot of throws, has a lot of wrist locks and stuff, okay? Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is the superior over, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the superior over Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. But anyway, Kimura takes this challenge against Helio Gracie. Ends up catching him in a Kimura and breaks his arm. So it kind of goes back to those, and this is like a long time ago. I don't remember what year it is. It might be in the 60s. But it ends up doing that to Helio Gracie, and then you see 20, 30, 40 years later, you see Sakuraba doing it to a younger Gracie. So it's kind of revolutionary how it all comes back together, and it kind of shows submission grappling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, how they all kind of merge together. So one more time. Renzo has Sakuraba's back. He's in the corner. He comes through, boom, punches it through right here, spins him. You see that shoulder and elbow go out. Bam, breaks it, takes him down. Referee looks at it, he looks at it. They're all like, ugh, gross. And they end up stopping the fight, okay? Hope you guys enjoy that fight breakdown. Sakuraba versus Renzo Gracie. See if you can find the fight on YouTube.